Hello everyone and welcome back to the JP on Comms channel for a brand new series on the channel. It is, of course, as you can tell by the title, something I'm debuting called the pre-season post-game. We're going to take 5 quick fire minutes just to break down everything of note that happens in each game of this pre-season. Of course, today was the first game of the pre-season. At long last, we've returned to the football once again, and there's only a couple more days until the next one. But of course, today we did end up playing Sheffield United at home. 606 fans in attendance, really good support. It's nice to see so many familiar faces down the ground. You know, football is a fantastic socialisation feature for many people. You know, it's great to see so many familiar faces down there. Really enjoy that aspect of things. And, you know, even when the football isn't too exciting, like today, there's always those people there to make up for it. But let's get into the football. Of course, the most important thing of the day is MAIDSTONE United did win. 1-0 victory right at the end. A good headed goal from Gavin Hoyt at the near post following a fantastically delivered corner from Perry Iandolo. Perry is going to be my man of the match. Second half performance, I thought he really controlled the midfield. Some great passing, fantastic set pieces as well. So really good to see Perry hitting the ground running so early on in pre-season. I do think he's going to have a good part to play in this upcoming season as well. A couple of other players I want to highlight. Gavin Hoyt, of course, scored the goal, but did get up and down the wing really well, looked fit. And that's something, of course, we didn't really see too much of last season because of the injuries he did sustain. But I thought he looked really sharp, really good, really quick, really very focused in the game as well. So nice to see him back on the field, fully firing. Sam Bone, I thought was really good too, as was George Fowler. I thought Reece Greenidge and Rafe Brown had a pretty solid performance in the first half too. As you can tell, we didn't concede any goals, so they couldn't have been all that bad. But another player I do want to highlight too is Harley Earl. Obviously, many people are considering Harley the second goalkeeper for the upcoming season. However, he's the only player we've got in that position at the moment at the club. We did have another trialist today, which I'll get onto. But Harley, I thought, had a really good game. First half is what he played, and I thought he did really well. Commanded his box well, come out of goal quite a lot as well. Ended up beating a lot of attackers to oncoming balls, which I thought was really good. Bit of a sweeper role in today's game. He did also, as I say, command his box really well, but there was one point specifically which stood out to me. A ball came in from a Sheppey corner, and despite the hustle and bustle in the box and people talking in the stands and the U's and R's of, you know, the supporters around the ground, one voice really clearly stood out, and that was Harley Earl, sticking his name on the ball, coming out to claim that, and getting a good round of applause and a couple of cheers from some of the fans in the ground. So good to see Harley as well, trying to fight for his place in the squad next season. Onto the trialist now. A couple of players who I thought did stand out a little bit more. Number 8. Again, we don't know who these players are, or at least I don't. Some of you might. If you do have any suspicions of who they might be, leave them in the comments below, or do tweet me or message me on Facebook, something like that. But yeah, I thought number 8 trialist was really good. I thought number 3 at the back was quite good. I thought the right back, who I don't think had a number, was pretty good. And the most standout for me was the number 14. A very tricky, short, low centre of gravity winger playing on the right hand side, I do believe. Number 14. Reminded me a lot of Josh Barre tail end of last season. Quite dynamic, quite quick, quite tenacious in attack, and got a few tricks up his sleeve as well. So quite pleased with that. I think the players that didn't really cover themselves in too much glory was probably trialist number 9, playing on the left-hand side. Didn't really get involved in the game all that much. And number 16, unfortunately, as far as trials go, I don't think you could have got too much worse. I mean, unfortunately for him, just really wasn't his day. I think there's some quality in there. We did see a couple of really good touches and making his way through on goal, but unfortunately the final product wasn't just there. So maybe if he found his feet in a few more pre-season games, we might see a bit more final end quality there. But onto some of the new signings as well. We did see Lamar Reynolds and Levi Amanchi feature in this game. Both did show bright sparks. Unfortunately, did get ushered out of the game quite a bit. Levi didn't get too much service in the first half. Lamar did look quite bright on the ball, but that end product wasn't quite there. Going to put that down to sharpness from both of them. Match fitness as well, of course, very early stages of this pre-season so far. We did also see Devontae Arancibia feature in this game, but only for about 15 to 20 minutes, as he did come off with a slight knock, I think, to the ankle quite early on for Bhivesh Gurung, who also played really well. With Devontae, I think that's just a precaution. Obviously, at this stage of the season, there's no point playing anybody if they do pick up a knock during a game. So just get him off, get him into that recovery straight away, and hopefully we'll see him again on Tuesday night. A couple more things to say as well about the upcoming preseason games. Obviously, we didn't see too many of those first team players feature today. So Andrew Smith, Cheetahs Anolim, a couple other players as well didn't feature. Sam Corn, a couple more didn't play in today's game, which makes me think perhaps Tuesday. I do think we're probably seeing a few of these players miss out because of the intensity of training. Of course, George did say at the supporters evening, had a big training session Thursday, a very, very intense training session Friday morning lined up, and of course the game today. So I think it's probably going to go down to that. But aside from that, that's pretty much all there was to write home about in this game. Not too eventful, but a few things learned, a few new players getting a run out, which is always very, very nice to see as well. Hopefully we're going to see a few more of them on Tuesday. The goalkeeper try list today didn't really have too much to do. Looked okay, a bit shaky for one moment, but again, hopefully we'll see a bit more from them in coming weeks. You've obviously got players who are going to have a lot of pressure on them, trying to find a club in these early stages of pre-season, want to impress, and sometimes they do end up trying a little bit too hard. So like I say, hopefully in the next few weeks we're going to see a bit more from some of these players, maybe a few new faces as well, and hopefully we'll find out who a couple of these trialists are. So do stay tuned for more content on the channel. I'll be bringing you another video on Wednesday following Tuesday night's game, I believe against Chatham down the Gallagher Stadium. So hopefully I'll see a couple of you there, and we'll see another win for the Stones. George Edakobe's unbeaten run currently stands at 1. So let's see if he can keep it going into the rest of pre-season. So thank you all very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.